Hello, this is Miss Anders, and these are the Inscribed Angles notes. Firstly, let's talk about what an inscribed angle is. An inscribed angle is an angle whose vertex is on a circle and whose sides contain chords of the circle. So let's look at this blue circle here. This inscribed angle is created by these two red rays. Notice how these two red rays have the vertex right here that's on the circle. And if we were to draw endpoints here on the circle at these points on the ray, and if we were to erase the section of the rays that go off of the circle, we would now have an inscribed angle. So this inscribed angle goes all the way through the circle, which contrasts to the central angle that we talked about in the last note. So remember, the central angle has its vertex at the center of the circle. However, the inscribed angle has its vertex on the circle itself. So we would call this right here the inscribed angle. Now the inscribed angle creates an arc on the circle, and it's the arc that lies in the interior of the inscribed angle, or inside the inscribed angle. So it'd be the arc that lies right here. Oh, let me draw that a little cleaner here. And it has endpoints on the angle, so it would be these two endpoints here. And we call this the intercepted arc. And that brings us to the theorem of the measure of the inscribed angle. So if an angle is inscribed in a circle, then its measure is half of the measure of its intercepted arc. So if we look at this pinkish red circle here, we can see that the measure of angle ADB is the inscribed angle. And what a theorem tells us is that the measure of angle ADB equals half of the measure of arc AB. And the easiest way to remember this theorem is angle equals half of the arc. And that's only for the inscribed angle. Because if you remember with your central angle, let me draw that central angle again. If you recall your central angle, in the central angle, the angle equaled the arc. So if your central angle was 50 degrees, the arc was also 50 degrees. And that's when the vertex was at the center of the circle. But for an inscribed angle, if the angle were to be, let's say, 60 degrees, for example, then the arc would be double that, which would be 120 degrees. Or if the arc were 100 degrees, for example, then the angle would be half of that, which would be 50 degrees. And that's because the angle goes all the way through the circle, in contrast to the central angle that only went to the center of the circle. So angle equals half of the arc is an excellent way to remember this formula.